The most expensive fighter jet ever built costs more than the entire GDP of some countries, can't be exported to America's closest allies, and was so advanced when it first flew that the US government made it illegal to sell. This is the story of the F-22 Raptor, the aircraft that changed aerial warfare forever, then got canceled before its legend even began. If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit the like button. It helps more people discover videos like this. Here's something wild. The F-22 Raptor is so stealthy that it has the radar signature of a bumblebee. Let that sink in for a second. A 62-foot-long fighter jet weighing 43,000 pounds empty, about as heavy as 6 full-size SUVs, shows up on enemy radar as a tiny insect. While conventional fighters light up radar screens like Christmas trees from hundreds of miles away, the Raptor slips through the electromagnetic spectrum like a ghost, fundamentally rewriting the rules of air superiority. But stealth is just the beginning. The F-22 doesn't just hide, it dominates. This aircraft can cruise at supersonic speeds without using its afterburners, a capability called Supercruise that only a handful of jets in the world possess. Most fighters can break the sound barrier, but they have to light up their afterburners to do it, guzzling fuel and broadcasting their position with a massive heat signature. The Raptor? It casually flies faster than sound while sipping fuel efficiently, maintaining stealth and preserving energy for combat maneuvers that would rip other aircraft apart. But the Raptor isn't just stealthy, it's brutally fast. Powered by two Pratt & Whitney F-19 engines, the F-22 can supercruise, meaning it can fly faster than the speed of sound without using fuel-guzzling afterburners. While older jets need afterburners to break the sound barrier, the Raptor slips past Mach 1 like it's a casual stroll. This gives it a massive tactical advantage. It gets to the fight first, escapes the fight first, and controls the fight from start to finish. Then there's maneuverability. The F-22 uses thrust vectoring, meaning its engine nozzles can move independently, allowing the aircraft to perform sharp turns, sudden climbs, and evasive moves that seem to break the laws of physics. Combine that with its advanced aerodynamics and massive thrust-to-weight ratio, and you have one of the most agile fighters ever built. Now add in its unmatched sensor fusion. The F-22 doesn't just gather data, it blends it into a single, clear picture of the battlefield. Radar contacts, infrared signals, electronic signatures, and even data shared from satellites or other aircraft merge into a unified display for the pilot. It's like the plane is doing the thinking, leaving the pilot free to make rapid, accurate decisions at extreme speeds. Its weapons only add to its capability. The Raptor carries AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles, AIM-9X sidewinders for close-range combat, and an internal 20mm cannon. For dogfights, all of these weapons remain hidden inside the jet until they're fired, preserving stealth until the very last moment. And the F-22 can release them with just fractions of a second of exposure, opening bay doors, firing weapons, and closing the doors again almost instantly. This combination of stealth, speed, awareness, and lethality makes the F-22 a true apex predator in the sky. But the most surprising part, the United States built it in the 1990s, long before drones, AI warfare, or modern hypersonic missile threats. And yet, 30 decades later, nothing has surpassed it. The numbers are staggering. The F-22 can reach speeds exceeding Mach 2, that's over 1,500 miles per hour, and operate at altitudes above 65,000 feet, where the sky turns purple and the curvature of the Earth becomes visible. Its thrust vectoring engines can redirect their exhaust, allowing the aircraft to perform maneuvers that seem to defy physics, 180-degree turns in impossibly tight spaces, pointing its nose in directions its velocity isn't taking it, executing post-stall maneuvers that would send any other jet tumbling from the sky. And here's the kicker. In every single combat exercise simulation, the F-22's kill ratio is absurd. We're talking 144 to 0 losses in some exercises, 241 to 2 in others. During red flag exercises, the most realistic air combat training in the world, Raptors have consistently achieved kill ratios exceeding 30 to 1. The aircraft doesn't just win air battles, it makes them completely one-sided. To understand why the F-22 exists, we need to rewind to the dying days of the Cold War. It's the early 1980s, and the Pentagon is looking at Soviet aircraft development with growing concern. The Soviets are building advanced fighters, the MiG-29 and Su-27, that rival American capabilities. Intelligence suggests even more sophisticated designs are coming. The U.S. Air Force realizes something unsettling. The era of guaranteed American air superiority might be ending. So the U.S. Air Force launches the Advanced Tactical Fighter Program in 1981 with a simple but daunting mission: build a fighter jet so advanced that it would dominate the skies for the next 50 years. Not just match future threats, but completely outclass them. Two aerospace giants, Lockheed and Northrop, go head-to-head in what becomes one of the most intense technological competitions in aviation history. The design requirements read like science fiction. The aircraft needed stealth characteristics to evade detection, supercruise capability to sustain supersonic speeds without afterburners, advanced avionics to manage overwhelming amounts of information, and agility that would make it untouchable in dogfights. Oh, and it all needed to work seamlessly in a package that could actually be manufactured and maintained by real human beings. Lockheed's design, what would become the F-22, takes an unconventional approach. Instead of the traditional smooth curves of most aircraft, it features sharp angles and flat surfaces designed to scatter radar waves. The engine intakes are carefully positioned to hide the turbine blades from radar. Every surface, every angle, every geometric choice serves the singular purpose of defeating enemy detection systems. But here's where things get really interesting. While Lockheed is perfecting stealth, they're also solving another massive challenge: sensor fusion. The F-22 doesn't just have radar, it has an integrated network of sensors that paint a complete picture of the battlefield. Its ANP-AP-77 radar can track multiple targets simultaneously while maintaining the jet's low observable characteristics. The aircraft's electronic warfare systems can detect, identify, and jam enemy radars. All this information flows into a central computer that presents the pilot with a god's-eye view of everything happening within hundreds of miles. December 1990, the prototype YF-22 takes its first flight. The Soviet Union is months away from collapse, but Lockheed and the Air Force don't know that yet. They're building a jet for a superpower conflict that's about to become irrelevant. In April 1991, Lockheed wins the competition. The F-22 is officially going into production. Then reality intrudes. The Cold War is over. The Soviet Union doesn't exist anymore. Suddenly, Congress starts asking uncomfortable questions. Why do we need a $150 million fighter jet designed to battle an enemy that no longer exists? The debates get brutal. The original plan called for 750 F-22s. That number drops to 644, then 442, then 381, then 277, eventually bottoming out at just 187 production aircraft.
The first production F-22 rolls out. It's beautiful, terrifying, and phenomenally expensive. Each aircraft costs approximately $150 million in flyaway costs, but when you factor in development costs, the total program price tag reaches $67 billion. That's $67 billion for 187 jets, about $358 million per aircraft when you do the math. For context, that's enough money to buy every person in Wyoming a new house. But here's the plot twist that makes the F-22's story even more fascinating. In 1998, Congress passes a law making it illegal to export the Raptor to foreign countries. Not difficult, illegal. Even America's closest allies, the UK, Australia, Japan, countries that have fought alongside US forces in every major conflict, cannot buy the F-22 under any circumstances. Why? The technology is simply too sensitive. The F-22's stealth coatings, radar-absorbent materials, sensor fusion algorithms, and electronic warfare capabilities represent the crown jewels of American aerospace engineering. The fear is that even selling to trusted allies creates pathways for technology to leak to adversaries. So the F-22 becomes America's exclusive weapon, never to be shared. This creates a bizarre situation. Japan desperately wants the F-22 to counter Chinese military expansion. They offer to pay full price, even contribute to development costs. Denied. Australia wants to replace its aging fighters with Raptors. Denied. Israel makes inquiries. Not a chance. The F-22 remains exclusively American in a way no other modern fighter has been. December 2005, the F-22 finally enters operational service, nearly 24 years after the program began. Pilots who train on it describe the experience as transcendent. Unlike older fighters where pilots are constantly wrestling with information overload, the Raptor systems handle the complexity, leaving pilots free to focus on tactics and combat decisions. One test pilot famously said flying the F-22 feels like bringing a gun to a knife fight, except everyone else doesn't even know you're in the room. The aircraft sees its first combat action in September 2014, launching airstrikes against ISIS targets in Syria. But this highlights another strange irony. The F-22 was designed for air-to-air superiority against advanced fighters, yet it spends most of its operational life dropping bombs on ground targets. It's like using a Formula One race car for grocery runs. Technically effective, but somehow missing the point. Then, in 2009, the hammer drops. Defense Secretary Robert Gates announces the F-22 production line will close. No more Raptors will be built. His reasoning is pragmatic but controversial. The jet is too expensive, designed for the wrong war, and the threat it was built to counter never materialized. The final F-22 rolls off the assembly line in December 2011. Total production, 195 aircraft, including prototypes. The specialized manufacturing infrastructure, the tooling, the assembly lines, the supplier networks is dismantled and scrapped. Fast forward to today, and the F-22 is now in an interesting position. China has developed the J-20 stealth fighter. Russia has the Su-57. Both are designed specifically to challenge American air dominance. Suddenly, those 187 Raptors, many now approaching 20 years old, represent America's primary defense against peer-level air threats. The Air Force projects the F-22 will serve until at least 2030, possibly 2040, requiring extensive upgrades to avionics, weapon systems, and stealth coatings that were state-of-the-art in the 1990s but are showing their age. And here's the final twist. There's talk of restarting production. But the cost estimates are staggering, potentially over $200 million per aircraft, and that's before rebuilding the supply chain. Many of the companies that made F-22 components no longer exist. The workers who built them have retired. The institutional knowledge has scattered to the winds. So the F-22 Raptor remains frozen in this strange state, too valuable to retire, too expensive to replace, too advanced to export, and too few in number to fully execute its original mission. It's simultaneously the most capable fighter jet ever built and a cautionary tale about the challenges of developing weapon systems for future wars that may never come. But make no mistake, when a Raptor takes to the skies, it still represents the absolute pinnacle of aerial combat capability. Every angle, every system, every component exists to achieve one purpose: complete and total air dominance. And for now, nothing else comes close. It is a symbol of a unique moment in history when the United States invested almost unlimited resources into creating the perfect air superiority machine. A jet so powerful that it changed the rules of aerial warfare, reshaped military doctrine, and forced the world to rethink what was possible in the sky. If you enjoy videos on military aviation, geopolitics, global affairs, and world history, you'll love this one. Subscribe to One Good Fact for more weekly deep dives into the systems that shape our planet.